new report says the state and local government doesn't actually reflect the racial diversity of the community. Okay, so what? Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. Let's cut through all the noise. The new candidate demographics report from the Washington Community Alliance, it reads like a diversity consultant's wish list, a multi-year deep dive into why not enough politicians look or sound like the state's latest census snapshot. And as is the case with most of these so-called equity studies, it completely misses the only question that voters should really care about. Are the people in charge actually doing the job well? The report obsesses over numbers. Too many white people, not enough BIPOC. Too many men, and of course, too many older people running the show, particularly when it comes to local government. Now, never mind pesky details like, merit, experience, or even whether anyone actually wants to run for city council in, say, Pasco, or serve on a water board in Omak. The premise behind this entire report is that voters, left to their own devices, are failing. Apparently, the fact that 91% of elected officials are white, while the population is 69% white, is a sign that democracy is broken. Not that maybe the candidate pool looks that way because that's who shows up, who's interested, or who wins support. The suggestion is that we must invest in underrepresented groups until the spreadsheets line up with the census data. But that logic is dangerous. If the only fair outcome is a government that matches the racial, gender, and age makeup of its population, what's the next step? Should we set quotas for lawmakers? Should we post a sign-up sheet at the Capitol that says, "Hey, white male Democrats, you've hit your quota for this session. Please step aside for a more diverse replacement"? Let's flip the logic on its head. If Black, Latino, or Asian politicians are inherently better at representing their communities, should the makeup of the government officials be 69% white? Of course not. That's segregationist thinking. It's racist. No one in their right mind wants to roll the clock back to the days of racial assignment for political representation, unless apparently you're a Democrat. The implication here that only people who look like you can represent you, it's deeply cynical. By this reasoning, should women only vote for women? Should I only vote for a good-looking Jew? Where does it end? We don't or shouldn't choose leaders because of skin color or gender, age. We pick the people who, after making their case, seem the best equipped for the job. Period. Let's be honest. The identity-obsessed left wants you to believe that our institutions are illegitimate if they're not perfectly diverse by every possible metric. But the ultimate test of legitimacy isn't what's on a candidate's birth certificate or how they fill out some demographic survey. It's whether voters trust them to lead and if they do good with that trust. Hey, I sat down with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution.
Tell me a little bit about the Fresh Start program, because again, based on how it's promoted, it seems really, really simple.
This Fresh Start program and that phrase has been around for many, many, many years now. But it's a great marketing tool to say, hey, fresh start. And in a way, for those that qualify, it is. What it essentially is an offer in compromise. And to get that, there's two main criteria a person must qualify for. One, they must have limited or no equity in assets. So generally, anyone in the Puget Sound region that owns a home and has for several years, they're going to have a lot of equity. They won't qualify. And the other is an income level. And that all depends upon your family size about how much income that could be. But both of those standards need to be met to qualify. Most people do not.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn of None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution. Did you like that commentary? Great. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast of The Jason Rantz Show. You can get it at KTTH.com or wherever it is you download your podcasts.